we doing today? Hope everybody is doing well. Had a bit of a hiccup there right at the beginning. My mic wasn't working. For whatever reason, OBS update removed my selected mic again. Thank you, OBS. Seems to be kind of a pattern. Leslie, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hope your week is going well. Yes, it is. It's actually going pretty good. Just getting ready for the kids to go back to school here in a couple of weeks. Mel Reaver, good to see you. Good morning. I have a package I want to unbox while we wait. Ooh, what did we get? we like packages. Matter of fact, I got a few that are probably coming today. Nothing really that fun though. We like to use those smoothie straws, and you can't really buy them at the grocery store here, so I got to go online and order them. And dog treats, we had to order some dog treats. We ran out. Let me see here. I need to turn the music down just a hair. Go. That should be it. If the music is too loud, please let me know. And let's go to here. That should be good. And then we click resume. Let's see. It's a bunch of kitchen stuff I ordered. Arrived a couple of days ago, but I haven't gotten around to opening it yet. Oh my goodness. How can you just leave a box unopened? That's like Christmas. Cotton apron and towels. Wonderful quality. Good. It's always nice to, when you order something, you're not sure of the quality and stuff, and you get it and you're pleasantly surprised. Did your family enjoy their trip? Oh, yes. The trip that they took to California. That was they've been back now 3 weeks, I think. But yes, they had a good time. They went and visited my in-laws, my wife's family. But yeah, they had a really good time. Alrighty, so we're back in Medieval Dynasty. We're back in Season 5 still in the gameplay. So we're trying to get Season 5 back up and running after the farm shed update and stuff, because it kind of broke my game. Ooh, I can see that we need to get our builder after some stuff here. So we had gone through and built a few of the farm sheds and reassigned the people that were originally in the barn to the farm shed so they can actually start planting crops again, because my people were starving, because they had no food, because I pretty much feed all of my settlements flatbread. Well, I ran out of wheat grain. I couldn't plant any, couldn't make any. There was nobody to plant it because everybody was assigned to the barn rather than the farming shed. What am I looking for? Services. Here we go. Builder's hut. Now, I've got 123 buildings, 199 population. I still have one builder's hut, and he takes care of all of the building. You just have to go in and tell him what to do. So let's go through here. Oops. Not enough resources. What resources? Logs. We're out of logs. And I think I probably have some in my inventory I can throw in there. Okay, let's go through and assign what we can here. But I need to go through, and because we won't have wheat until next season. So I need to do some math and figure out what I need to buy to help get them through this season. So many logs, holy cow. Let's see, I have that. Now, as long as you have the materials, you can assign the builder to take care of all of your damaged buildings. Obviously, if you don't have the materials, they'll show up in red, just like those logs right there. All I'm doing is I'm hitting the down arrow on my keyboard and then hit F twice to assign him those items. Alrighty, so he'll go through and he'll repair all of those this season. It'll take him almost the entire season to do that, and then next season everything will look new again. Let me check my inventory. I believe I have logs on me. I have 3,000 logs on me. Yes. Let's go drop some logs in the storage. Not sure why we're running out of logs. I got to figure that out too. Now, during season 5, I was not micromanaging a bunch of stuff. Let's see, what do we have here? We can put in about 4,400 kilograms. All right. Let's put in about 3,000. That way we've got spare room there. 1,200 logs, that should do it. Now let's go back into management. Let's go back into there. Let's go back into the builder's hut, and let's finish telling him to repair the stuff that we didn't have logs for. How does the music sound? Is it too loud, too low, just right? You like it? You hate it? Because this is just the second time I've used this music from this music service. I seem to like it. I mean, it seems easy to listen to while playing and stuff, and it doesn't disrupt. It seems to not disrupt the gameplay or anything. Let's see here. Are they using logs for firewood? Yes. They are using logs for firewood. I can actually go into the management screen. You can click on this little icon right here above the, it's the people's demand control. Let's see, what is it? Wood items. And you can literally turn off the items you do not want them to use for burning, for heating, and just tick firewood. That way you're guaranteed for them to never use your sticks, your logs, or your planks for heating. And you can do that for any items. You can do that for all of your water items and all of your food items. So like if you're making cheese or something like that, and you don't want them drinking or eating your sour milk, because sour milk, I believe, will also provide thirst and hunger benefits. Let's see, because that's under food. Yeah, see, soured milk, it's also under water. So if you don't want them using the soured milk that you're producing because you're making cheese or something, you can turn that off. I had planned on making cheese, or quark, I believe they call it, which you use that to make cheese. That's why I had turned it off, but I never did make the cheese. However, can I see... let me see. Let's go into here. Is this right? No. I was in the right place, I believe. Let's go to storages. Do I have... I don't think I have any cork or anything, do I? Oh, I do. What does it take to make cheese? Is it just quark, or does it take something else? Because if I could use that cork and just turn it all into cheese. Is it the oven? Pies, bread? No. Is it the cauldron? Cork. Cheese. Bucket of milk. And corked. Okay. Now, do I have buckets of milk? It's a 1 and 1. Bucket of water. No buckets of milk. Okay. So I must not be collecting milk at all. How much? So I had a bunch of cork, but they're not. Does it even have? Oh, it's got. That's going to poison them. Well, it does have a food value. I mean, I could let them eat that. Let's go back into here. Let's go into food. Yes, I've got that turned off. Let's let them eat that because I don't necessarily need that. What else do I have turned off? Fish meat. No, I don't really want them eating just raw fish meat. The honeycomb, I'm not doing anything with the honeycomb. Does it have a value? What kind of a food value does that have? 2 food and water. Oh, they should blast through that in no time. I don't know. Maybe I'll hold on to it because as you can see, the honeycomb does not lose its condition. So if you wanted to stockpile it, you can. But I believe it's better used for like mead or something. Let's see what is. Let's go into here. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go to the tavern for the mead. Excuse me. Come through. Just right? It's fine. Good. No sushi chefs? Yeah. Yeah, don't eat the raw fish meat here. Let's see. I believe... Let's see. Brewing station. Oh, beer. Yeah, mead. Wow, it takes 12 honeycomb. Okay. 1 mead bottle, 1 bucket of water. We only have 2 mead bottles. I don't even have them making mead bottles. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. We have to worry about food is what we have to worry about. And I don't have a whole lot left, but I believe what I need to do, let's see if I have what meals I have. All right, we got 26 flatbread left. Let me pull out the calculator here. Let's see. Sorry, grabbed my phone, saw that my wife had texted me about a half an hour ago. Oops. Let me respond to that real quick, and then we will continue. There we go, calculator. Okay, so flatbread gives 45 food. Let's go into management. Our food demand per day right now is 43.50. So we're going to take that 43.50. We're going to divide that by the 45 that the flatbread gives us. We need 96.7 flatbread. So basically 97 flatbread a day. Okay. I know I can't buy that many a day. And there's only... Okay, so there's 3 kitchen vendors that we can go see. All right, let's do this. Let's grab Haas. Where are you at? What are you doing in there? Why are you just gliding? Ooh, that's cool. Just slide right on over here. I know it. All right. Are we still gliding? No, we're actually running. All right, let's run up here to Denica. Let's check the kitchen. I want to see about flatbread, flour, and then I'm going to hit the seed vendor and see about buying wheat grain so we can actually make our own flour and flatbread. And then that should help us, and we should be able to go to several different vendors around the map. So we got 3 kitchen vendors that we can go to. Who are you? You are the kitchen vendor?
How is
yes.
life treating you?
It's treating me well, thank you.
My wares never disappoint.
Absolutely. Okay, so we need flatbread. How many you got? You got 29 flatbread. Actually, that's not too bad. But we need 45 a day. Was that right? 45? Is that what I said? Oh my gosh. What was that? 43.50 divided by... We're at 96. We need 97 a day. Okay. So we're going to buy all of this. And they do have flour. So that's good. That's going to be all we can buy from them as far as flatbread goes. Farewell. All right, where is the grain vendor? He is.
You have returned. Let
yes,
me
I
show
have.
you my wares.
Please show me your wares. Wheat is way down at the bottom. Okay, so he has 53 wheat here. We're going to actually buy that because we can thresh it. And then we will buy the 166 there.
It was nice seeing you.
It was nice seeing you. Thank you. Alrighty, now we are going to hop back on Haas. Let's go over and catch the Wagoneer. A little more. There we go.
How is life treating you?
I need a ride. Let's go to Gustovia because they have the kitchen vendor and the grain vendor there, and then we can go to Hornica. They have a kitchen vendor. I don't know that anybody else has a grain vendor. Oh wait, Baranica, I believe does. Okay, so let's go to Gustovia. And we'll just settle back down to the earth there. And let's see if we can find the vendors we're looking for. Grain vendor right here.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Trade
Edwin, buddy.
is in my nature.
Absolutely it is. We're going to grab that flour. And we're going to grab the wheat and the grain. Ozia, good to see you. Question, what happened if not finished Unigos story, especially the last part? You know, I have never not finished the storyline. However, I do know that there is a time frame on the storyline, but I don't know what the repercussions are if you don't complete them. Part of me wants to say nothing other than the fact that you can't complete it at that point. But there may be there could be a negative outcome with your dynasty reputation. I know sometimes when you accept a quest, like side quest or something, and then don't complete it, a lot of times you will get penalized dynasty points for not completing the quest. But I personally have never allowed myself to not complete the storyline, so I don't truly know. I don't truly know what the answer to that is. Yeah, no, yeah, no one tries to not complete those. So I don't really know what the answer is. I don't know what the penalties are, and that would be a very time-consuming process for me to test. However, I'll try and remember your question at the end of the stream, and I'll see if I can I'll see if I can message somebody over at Top List to see if I can get an answer on that. Because I'm sure there's got to be a result. I mean, I would think that I would think there would be a penalty of some sort, typically to your dynasty reputation. I just don't know how it would affect any of your gameplay or interactions with some of the standard NPCs. Because if you don't finish the Unigoth story, you don't get the choice to exile him or anything like that, and which typically removes him from the Castilian profession and places another person there. How does that affect your gameplay? I don't know that it would really affect your gameplay much at all. You just would lose out on the storyline. Now, this is all speculation. Again, I haven't tested that.
Seeing you.
It was nice seeing you, Edwin. Thank you. Let's see.
How
Adelina.
have you been?
Been good. Thank you.
I've been a vendor since before you could walk.
I'm sure you have been. Let's grab that flour and flatbread.
It was nice seeing you.
It was nice seeing you. Yeah, I appreciate that question. It's interesting. I wouldn't think that whatever the
How are you?
outcome, I don't think it would be terribly harsh, because that's not necessarily how they've designed the game. They haven't necessarily designed the game to punish the player per se. However, there are repercussions in not completing certain things and stuff like that. Like with your king, for instance. If you accept the king's quests from the Herald, and then you do not complete those quests, that does put a percentage on how long your king will be king. In other words, it lowers his chances to be a long-term king. Because the only way to change your king is if your king dies. It's not like it's not like there can be anything you can do to have the king overthrown. The king would have to die. So by accepting the king's quests and not completing them, you are increasing the chances that your king will die sooner, for whatever reason, by whoever's hand. But that's the only interaction. But that's kind of an example. It's not harsh. You do take penalties like a dynasty hit, things like that, but they're not huge. They're not really game threatening, so to say. Let's see. I need a ride. Let's go to Hornica. Go Hornica. Doo, 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 doo. That was not the way I intended to turn, but it worked. All right, let's go find this guy right here to the left.
Hey,
I am
friend.
curious, though. I will try and maybe I'll try and message Goldie or something later today and see if I can get an answer for that. Excuse me, get an answer for that.
Best goods in the valley.
Yeah, flatbread. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. Flour. That's all I can buy from him.
See you soon.
Now, I don't think there's a grain vendor here. No, there's not. Okay, so now we've got to go over to Tutki. Oh, I think we can go over to Rolnika as well for grain. Is it Tutki? No. Tutki does have a farm, though. But I don't know if you can buy grain there.
Hello
I don't
there.
think so, because... dang it, I can't remember the guy's name over there that's the vendor. But there's a hunter over there. And the lady you buy the donkeys from. Those are the two vendors in Tutki. And I don't think either one of them sell grain or anything like that. Let's see. I need a ride to Let's go to Branica. I believe that guy is possibly a seed vendor. Because see, they've got that little farm there. See, so far I've got enough food to where they're not starving right now, which is good. They in the house? Yes. Bogdan.
Welcome.
Oh, he's
Only
gonna be
goods of the highest
lumberjack.
quality.
Okay.
Farewell.
Oh well. Let's see. Only got a little bit of time left before they kind of go to bed. I'm pretty sure that Rolnica is where I want to be. Because I believe they have a farming vendor. That's also where you get your pigs.
Hail, friend.
Nope, I need a ride. One. Where's it at? Right there. Let's go. Now, it used to be early in the game, you could actually come over and you could steal their wheat, but they don't allow that anymore. You could have your sickle and come over here and you could harvest all of their stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a rock. I saw that little thing in the center of the screen. But it used to be you could harvest their wheat, but they removed the ability to do that. Yep, here he is, Nader.
Greetings. Only goods of the highest quality.
Goods of the highest quality. Absolutely. We're going to take that flour. And we're going to go and take your wheat and the grain. There we go. Now.
Farewell.
Whoop. Literally just running off without Haas. Good job. Where you at? There you are. So next season, they'll be able to harvest the wheat that we've got planted, and they should be able to replant wheat again, because they can plant wheat in the spring and the autumn. Need a ride. I'm going to go to... No, I'm not going to ride anywhere.
Have a good day.
I'm literally going to go down here and cross the bridge. That's what I need to do. Malreaver, if you're going to do that, I would highly suggest creating a save, because it's one of those things, like, because you kind of have to get through some of the quests, because you have to do those beginning quests, which do not have a time frame. But the Unigost quest, I don't know. I don't know if you cannot accept the Unigost story quest or not. But if you do, I would say create a save, duplicate the save. So you have one save that you can come back and you can continue playing as regular. And then you have a secondary save from that same point before you accept the Unigost story quest. If there is the ability to decline the Unigost story, I would do it on that second save, and then you can go from there and see what kind of repercussions there are. Otherwise, I would almost say play through until the end of the storyline and then not complete. So when you get to the point to where you got to exile or choose whether to exile or hang Unigost or whatever, just don't complete that. The problem is it's several years that have to transpire before it expires. So that's the only issue with, like, testing that theory. Whoa. Oh, man, I thought I was going to make that turn without hitting that fence. I know, Hoss. I'm sorry. Oops. All right, let's ride up here to the barn. Let's just go ahead and get off. We're going to make a mistake again. I'm going to go flying over a building. All right, so we're going to thresh the wheat that we bought. Nope, that's not threshing. This is threshing. Oh, I have oat grain on me. I didn't know that. All right, so we got 157 wheat grain or wheat straw that we're going to thresh. And we're going to thresh it all. How much did we get? Straw, wheat grain. We got 689 wheat grain out of that. Not bad. Then we can take that wheat grain and we can go up here to the windmill. Where are we at here? There it is. And we can turn that into flour. The 20 times flour is the most efficient. So we're going to do that. We can do that 137 times. How much flour does that get us? What that got us 2,700 flour. Nice. Then we can head back over. I'm just going to leave Hoss there. We can head back over to the kitchen. It's easy because I don't have to tell anybody to move. Everybody's going to bed. Probably going to need buckets of water. I was kind of thinking of just not completing it in the time frame given, maybe just not doing the last bit. Yeah, that's what I would say. Go through, do the playthrough, obviously enjoy the game and everything up to that point, and then when you get to the last part, I would say at that point make you a separate save, and then just don't complete it and see what happens. And then if there is a big repercussion, then you have the previous save that you can come back to and continue back from there, not damaging your game save. Let's see, I need water. I think I have a few buckets of water. Let's just grab half. I don't know if I'm going to need that many or not, but we're just going to see. Okay, so, wait, how much? Okay, we had 29 at the beginning of the day on the flatbread, and we're down to 6. That means that they only used 23. But I literally did the math, and it was like 97. Let me do the math again. So flatbread is a plus 45 food. Oh, but they also had that quark too. That's right. Did they eat all of that? Yeah. No. They haven't hardly touched it. Because they're going to eat this first before they eat this. I wish... I do wish the priority system was different. So, go back into here, here. So, food items. This is your priority listing. Now, you can change the priority to where it'll start from the bottom up, or you can have the priority start from the top down. That's it. You can't move anything around in the priority listing. So, they are going to eat the first available food that's allowed for them to eat. Flatbread, in my case, is the first option for them to eat. Then it's going to be the quark. So they will devour all of the flatbread before they will eat the quark. Even though I have quark that is going to spoil before the flatbread does. I wish that the priority control had a little more personal function in it, to where you can assign a certain priority to a certain food. So that way they would consume one over the other. So like something that is getting ready to spoil and cause poisoning, I would have at the top of the list, no matter what it is, as long as they were allowed to eat it, that I had told them, yes, you can eat this food. If it's getting ready to spoil, no matter where it is on my standard priority list, they would eat those first. Then they could go back and I could say, okay, let's eat quark first, then flatbread. That way that they are consuming the things I want them to in the order I would like them to. Oh, I've got the meat and gravy. I got 45 meat and gravy. No wonder they're only eating. Okay. But still, they won't touch that 45 meat and gravy or the 42 quark until they consume the 6 flatbread. I'm still stumped on why they didn't consume 97 flatbread. Because there is nothing else before the flatbread for them to consume. I even have it to where they'll consume 7 eggs. And the apples, the pears. Interesting. Okay, back to my math. So, nope, wrong button. All right, so the daily food demand was 4350, and then you would divide that by the 45 from the flatbread, which comes out to 96.6 repeating. So then you would round up to 97 a day. I have a feeling that the calculations in game might be wrong. Interesting. Because I've clearly got plenty of food. Is there, yeah, there's the meat and gravy. 6 flatbread. So they'll eat the flatbread and then they're going to consume the quark. But they should not consume this because it's going to poison them. They would consume this here first. So, whether you're choosing to exile or hang Unigast, as far as your gameplay goes, the outcome is still the same. Unigast is no longer around, whether he's dead or exiled, and your gameplay still plays the same. It's just a preference, and there is a different cinematic for whether you're exiling him or you are sending him to the gallows. It's just, that's the only real difference. Once he's gone, he's gone. There is no more Unigast. He doesn't return. You don't run into him anymore. There's no quest lines after that. It's done, and then you continue playing your building your dynasty. Yeah, typically, Mel Reaver, yes, I did do a video that does show all of the choices, and their different cinematics and stuff. And I believe you're right. So the choice you do make can affect villager mood. And typically, if you have a quest, or not a quest, an event, so the little events that pop up between seasons. If you have an event that one of the options is to harm whoever, so like a lot of times you have a thief or something who is stealing some of your provisions or whatever. A lot of times, if you have the option to harm the person, that option will almost definitely lower the mood of your villagers. So just to kind of keep that in mind, that is a general thing. If you have the option to harm somebody in an event, or like hanging Unigast, that can lower your mood. Now granted, it's temporary, it's only for that particular season, but that can lower your mood. However, with the Unigast thing, one thing I haven't checked was how your choice, or if your choice, affects the mood with the king. So a lot of times, if your choice lowers the villager's mood, it will usually increase the king's mood. You're standing with the king. If your choices increase the mood of your villagers, in a lot of times it will lower your standing with the king. So they've created it in the game to where there's always a risk versus reward kind of a situation, no matter what you're choosing. Now, me personally, I don't hardly ever look at my king and his thought of me, or his approval rating. I never check his approval rating. I just don't do that. I play the game, and just build my little cities and try to keep everybody happy and alive and fed. Because that's a big thing. You give them a house, you give them a spouse, you give them heat, you give them food and water, and their happiness will go up. Now, it will go down at times and come back up because you have events and you got quests and choices and things like that. But as long as you are giving them a roof over their head, you're giving them firewood for heat, you're giving them food and water, and they have a spouse, children, if they have children, that always increases their mood. However, the opposite side to that is, once you have a house that has a husband and a wife, and then 1 or 2 children, depending on the size of your house, whether it has 2, 3, or 4 beds, once that child reaches the age of 18, then the very next season, everybody in that house, their mood will start to drop. Because at the age of 18, the parents want that child out of the house. They want them on their own. They want them in their own house. And then that way you continue to keep their mood up. So it's crucial to watch your children as they're growing up. And when they reach 18, you need to start working on having them another house to live in. And then once your villagers reach the age of 60, they have a chance to perish. And that chance increases every season for that villager to perish. Once both villagers in a house perish, then that house becomes free again, and you can assign a new villager or a young villager to that house. So there's that balance of villager housing situation along with their mood. I know my king is insane, but it sounds like they're all jerks. No, they're not. They're not all jerks. Matter of fact, what is my king? I haven't looked in a while. So mine's the beloved. So this is actually a good king. but I don't pay attention to it. I don't really do the Herald's quests. I mean, I would do them for something to do at this point. But it's not a requirement. There is no penalty for skipping the Herald's quest. But there is always benefits to accepting the quest. If you have a good king, you accept the quest, you do the job, the king is even happier with you, which in turn can make your villagers happy, as long as you have a good king. If you have a bad king and you accept the quest and complete the quest and make the king happy, the villagers aren't happy. If you have a bad king and you accept the quest and do not do the quest, then you're going to make your villagers happy, the king unhappy, but you also will shorten the king's lifespan. But if you have a good king and you accept the quest and complete the quest, it does not mean that you increase the king's lifespan. That option is not in the game. So you can't make him live longer. You can only force him to live less, I guess you could say. You see lots of houses coming up. I don't have a whole lot of room for houses, and I may be in a situation to where I do have to kick people out of my village if they don't perish beforehand, because I got 199 people in my population. That's as many people as I can have with the houses that I currently have. Now, I do have, if we go to age, I have, these are all children that I'm scrolling through right now. I have one that has just turned 18. Now, what I can do, because this is a female, and I'm currently playing as my heir, I'm playing as Lambert now, not Rasimir, I can actually court this lady and have her become my wife. So then she is removed from her childhood home, but I don't have to build another house. Now, I do have 17 buildings I can build. Most all of my buildings are occupied by workers and villagers for housing. So I truly don't know that I have the building limit to accommodate the population to grow like it really needs to. Now, I don't know if with the new co-op update, I don't know if they're going to raise this limit. I would like to see this limit go much higher, because if we are going to be able to have a co-op mode with a co-op map, and we're going to be able to have, I don't know how many players are going to be allowed in the co-op. Because it's called co-op and not multiplayer, then I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere between 2 and 8 players. This is my assumption for co-op. I haven't heard any news on this. I haven't seen any posts on this. That's just my assumption. But with the map size being comparable to the new map size being comparable to let me restate that. With the new map, the Oxbow map size being comparable to this current map size. So it's not that the Oxbow is going to be any bigger from what I'm understanding. Then I would imagine 8 players are probably going to have lower building limits. Because I would have a feeling that if every player was allowed to build 200 buildings, or 140 buildings, that would really cause some frame rate struggles, in my opinion. Now, I could be completely off about this, but there's a lot of things that go into making a game go from single player to multiplayer. that it's usually performance and size that really bring these struggles in. Now, granted, I don't do any developing. I have no idea what that side of it is. I wouldn't even begin to know. It's just my experiences in the years that I have been playing some of these games that typically co-op is a very small number of players compared to multiplayer being a much larger number. Lala, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well today. So excited for the co-op mode. I am too. I'm really excited to see how it comes about. I was going to go and make, you know what? Let me go make some flatbread. Sitting here jibber jabbering and stuff, and I'm not doing anything. You guys are sitting there staring at an inventory screen. Let's see. What do I have? Should have the flour and the water. I've already got 114 flatbread on me. All right, let's go drop some in here. Wait, do I even want to do that? Shoot, I'm going to have to put them in there because I've already got them. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. We'll put those 114 in there. All right, so we got 120 flatbread in there, but they also have 45 meat and gravy that may spoil before they eat this. Alrighty, so flour. I don't believe flour spoils. I don't think the condition drops on flour. So let's do this. Let's go into here because flour, I'm pretty sure, goes in the resource storage. Yes. You can always check your stuff. So if you highlight like here, flour, look down and it'll tell you right where you need to put it. And this is for the villagers to utilize it. You can put any item in any inventory or in any storage box. But in order for the villagers to actually utilize the item, you got to put it in the box that it has listed. Now, granted, I know that there are some people that want to micromanage and they're like, okay, well, you can put this in this box over here for this workstation and this in this box for that workstation. I typically don't micromanage in that way, but you can do those things as long as you're putting them in the appropriate workstation box. Then obviously the villagers will use them from those boxes. But there we go. We got 3,000 flour there. And actually, I can probably go and put those buckets of water back, and then my kitchen people can actually start making keep one bucket on me. That way my villagers can actually start making, what am I trying to think of? Flatbread. There we go. Gosh, dang it. Brain fart. Then I have got a lot of stuff. I have onion in my pocket. Where's the wheat? Okay, so I only have 4 wheat grain left out of all of it. Okay, that's fine. So we can go drop the wheat grain in here. There. Is that? Yes, no wine bottles. I don't need those in my pocket. Don't need the wooden bowls. I was probably doing some decorating or something, and that's why I had all that stuff on me. Throw the meat bottles in there. We've got 18,000 kilograms there. Okay, so that should be okay for us right now. They should be able to produce the flatbread to get us through the rest of this season. Oh, there's the lightning bugs. There you go, Lala. You were asking about lightning bugs the other day. There they are. That's pretty cool. Let's do this. Let's go into photo mode and enter photo mode. Those are kind of cool. I was trying to see if there's actual bug or if it's just an illuminated ball. It's hard to tell. Just can't quite get close enough. Yeah, it's like just a little illuminated ball is what it looks like. Oh no, there is. You can see just above it. Yeah, there's a little bug right above it, the ball. I just can't get close enough to it. Able to zoom? No. That's kind of cool. I love the attention to detail that they have put in this game. Find dragonflies. Okay. Oh, a lightning bug jar. Oh, that would be freaking awesome. That would be awesome. See the kids out at night catching lightning bugs. Oh, that would be so cool. I mean, that was I used to enjoy doing that as a kid. Of course, you know, as a kid, I didn't have internet to play games on. I've taken my kids in the backyard. There's times through the summer and fall to where you can actually see you get little groupings like this in our backyard. It's been too hot and dry lately. It's got to kind of be a little damp out. That's kind of cool though. But yeah, to have a little lightning bug jar, that'd be so cool. Have like 3 or 4 lightning bugs in it and the kids have it sitting on their next to their bed or something. Yeah, quest from your son. Take him out lightning bug hunting. Yeah, I still have not experienced all of the family quests. Like the one, there's, from what I understand, there's one from the wife that has to do with the memorial tree or something, and I still have not experienced that one. I was told about that one early on by Goldie, but I haven't, for whatever reason, I haven't gotten that roll of the dice yet. I still want to though. Let's see. Alrighty, so we've got that. I have cheese in my pocket. Oh, cheese needs to go in here. Alright, let's go to food. Let's make sure I'm dropping stuff in here that needs to go in there. Throw the rod in there. There we go. That's it. That's all the food. Yep. All right, let's pretty sure all the beds are occupied, so let's grab where's Hoss? There you are. Ride home in the dark. Find a bed to sleep in. And then maybe we go and find that gal and see if we can kind of start talking to her. Did I give her a job? I don't even remember if I gave her a job. Where's she at? No, she doesn't even have a job, so she's in excavation. I don't even know if there's an available job for her. Assign a workplace. Okay, she's up there at the mining village, which is good. Smithy, like there is no... There's no excavation job for her at all. Wait, woodshed? That's going to kind of be a long walk, but it would be a job. The workshop. Yeah, see, the woodshed and the workshop are both in my lumberjack village. Sewing hut is in... Oh, but they need extraction, not production. So they would have to work in the woodshed. All right, I'll give her a job in the woodshed for now. That'll be fine. Oh, lightning bugs. I'm just... I saw this glow on the side and I'm like, what was that? Oh, it's the lightning bugs blinking. Oh, dang it. I was trying to miss that fence. That's what I get for riding in the dark. All right, let's go. I love the animation being knocked off the horse. I'm glad they added that. Whoop, almost did it again. Let's see. You got the memorial tree quest the other night, morning. Okay, nice. Yeah, don't try. Try not to spoil it for us. I should have mentioned that. Let's see. Let's sleep the day away. Oh, so it came from your son, not your wife. Okay. Mike, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. My toddler Edmund was squatting and staring at the ground next to my house, and I stopped to see what he was looking at. And there was a group of what I think was ants on the ground running around. There are ants in the game. They've added ants. Wanted to name my son after my dad. The closest I could get was Adalbert. Nice. Like seeing the kids in their winter wear. Mike, you got to clarify. It was the game toddler. Clarification is always good. Alrighty. So, slept the day. Let's see. Where is... Oh my gosh, this list of kids here. There she is. Now, where is she at? Alright, so now I've got to find this gal. I don't even remember her damn name. Started with an A, that's all I know. Alruna. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. Alruna. It says that she is here somewhere, but she's probably, since everybody is headed out. I just got to look at everybody. She's probably on her way to the lumberjack village. You are dirty. That's lovely. Well, let's wash up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the question is, are dragonflies seasonal? Which I believe they are. They're not available year-round, at least in my part of the woods. Okay, so there's that. If she was headed to the lumberjack village, which is here, she would probably head out towards Tukey and down, unless she's literally going to walk across the river. Oh, they just ran into each other. That's funny. Let me see if I can tell where she is again. Can I? It claims that she's behind me. She's back up here. No, I didn't even touch you. You I did run into. Stop it. Everybody's just running into everybody. Yeah, so there's nobody in the house. Dang it. I hate that I keep having to go back into this screen and find her again. I wish there was a way for me to mark her. Wait. There you are. Okay.
Hello.
Let's talk to you. Actually, let's do this. Let's go there.
See you soon.
Yep, see you soon. In just a second. We're going to save. Yes. There we go.
Hello there.
Hello there. Let's see. Take a closer look at you. Let's see if you're anything romance. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? I don't have anything for you, so I don't even have that option. Let's see. I love the local cuisine here. What is your favorite food? Work can often get under our skin. Nah. What's your biggest dream? When I was a kid, I wanted to be an adventurer, but now I don't know. I wish to be happy. Let's go with food. Boop. 5%. We'll take that. Anything I grow myself. But if I really had to choose, I'd say cabbage. Really? Let's see. It has layers and it's green. Okay. Shrek reference. Let's see here. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Where do you come from? Tell me something about your birthplace. What brought you here? What's your favorite? What brought you here? Oh, well, my parents birthed me here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What's your favorite season of the year? Yeah, let's go with that. It's a plus 10. Definitely autumn. Well, good, because that's going to be the next season. That's when my favorite harvest occurs. Besides, it's a reminder that the winter is coming and you have to work even harder. Nice. Let's see. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Nice weather we have today, don't you think? Do you prefer sunny or rainy days? Do you have a favorite color? Mine's brown. Let's see. Last night, I had a weird dream. I was building a house, but something else was in control of my body, looking through my eyes, and then I heard this strange voice coming from afar saying, "Damn, he's hungry again." Very unusual, right? Let's not sound crazy on the third question. Let's go with the weather. Let's see. It depends on what the crops need at the moment. It's important to have balance. Let's see. Ask you a question. Oh, she's going to let me talk to her again. Nice. What's your biggest dream? When I was a kid, I wanted to be an adventurer. Do you have any brothers or sisters? I love the local cuisine here. Well, we know that this one's going to give us 5%. Let's try the dream. No, let's go with the brothers and sisters. Okay, 5%. Good. That was a safe one. Many of both, but there's no relation between any of us. Just a bunch of unwanted kids bound by the urge to survive in the unfair world. Really? You live in a house with your parents. You seem very interesting. She's done talking to this. Okay, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, butterflies, bees, moths, flies, dragonflies, fireflies, ants, firebugs. Firebugs? What would firebugs be? Would that be like fire ants? Interesting. Yeah, I want to see them all as well. And I have a feeling because there are so many that they are probably seasonal. Like you're probably not going to see any of them in the winter. Butterflies would probably be more spring, summer, maybe. I would feel that bees could be spring, autumn. Moths, probably summer. Flies, probably summer. I'm not sure about the dragonflies. Ants would probably be spring, summer, and fall. Fireflies, we've obviously seen them in the summer, but I feel that we're going to see them in the autumn as well. You got very large dragonflies in your neck of the woods right now. Yeah, dragonflies are pretty cool. Cora, I am here. Good to see you, Cora. Glad you can make it. Hope you're doing well today. Okie dokie. So, let's go ahead and do another save since I've already talked to the gal again. What was her name? Alzur? Yeah, totally messed that up, I'm sure. Alruna. Alruna? 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 I don't know. Okay, so we have 7 production issues. Like what? No resources. Okay, so that's going to be Quark. There's no resources. Okay. Am I even producing? Because I don't really even need to produce that milk. Let's go to farming. The farming? No, animal husbandry. So we get the milk from the cows. Yes, they are gathering milk. They do not need to gather milk because I don't even need it, to be honest. So we're going to turn that off. Of course, they have no assignments. We got to give them at least a 1% so they have an assignment. Technically, I could get rid of the cow shed altogether. Let's see, the fold. What are they doing? Okay, so they're getting the wool. That's decent to have. The goose house, they're going to be collecting eggs. But they hardly, what, 5 eggs a day? Almost 6? That's not very much. And I don't even do anything with the eggs. But again, if I start getting rid of, like if I get rid of the cow shed, I would have to build something else because that person would not have a job. So then the question is, what do I build? Because the only thing that I'm truly using is the fold for the wool, the pigsty for the manure, and the stable. Which I ooh. Wow. That's Haas. He's 12 years old already. Wow. Okay. Question is now, do I sell him off and start using the 4-year-old stallion? Can I name that? Am I able to name them? No. I am not. Let's see. Can I go? You can't name the animals, right? That's still not a thing. Custom name. Yes, you can. So that would be Haas. Nice. Okay. I couldn't remember if they had put that in the game or not. But they did. How long do the horses live? I don't know. I accidentally killed off Miss Donkey that time, so I don't know how long that they live. We have a trade issue. Services here. Oh, small wicker baskets. Okay, so they're selling those just as they can. So like I need to like fine tune a lot of my production, resource gathering and stuff like that. Like I have these guys, I believe I've got some of them making the, what am I trying to think of? Here, sickle. Okay, so this one here is making all of my usable tools that my people will go through and utilize. Then here is strictly making iron bolts. This one should be strictly making iron bars. And then this one should be making, yes, the iron sickle. Now this is what I typically sell. But we're making, what, almost 6 a day. And I'm pretty sure we have a stockpile. Let's go into tools and stuff. Do we have a stockpile? Oh, we don't. Okay, so they're selling them off quickly. Good. Not production, services. But that's not the one that's out. What are you selling? Simple bags. Okay, so you're selling the knife and the shovels with the simple bags. What are you making? 6, almost a little over 7. No. 6, 8. 900 coins a day, maybe 950 coins a day. This one is selling the sickles. Yeah, they're selling the sickles almost as soon as they come in. But it's interesting that this isn't flagged because it says that there are 0 available. Okay, so small wicker basket. So why am I not? Why don't I have baskets? workshop. Okay, so they're working. They're making 4 a day. And they are making 2 a day. And how many was I selling a day? No, not that one. This one. I don't know because it says I don't have any. I wish it would show me how many I would still sell a day, even though I don't have any on hand. Oh, there's a little bit of chat that I missed here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, naming animals, I'm on it. Yeah, it's one of those things that we haven't had it from the beginning, so I'm not used to naming the animals or anything. Otherwise, yeah, I would have done it a long time ago. But I remember hearing that it was a thing. Let's see, Caplock, sorry. Let's see, love the custom name. Yeah, that was... It was kind of a fluke because I bought the horse. I just called it Haas, and that's what it was. It stuck. Been breeding my horses to see what colors I can get. Right now I have a black filly with a white blaze and white boots. Nice. Ingeniously named her Boots. Very cool. Beautiful gray colt named Ghost. When I was a kid, my grandparents raised horses. At one time, we had almost 40 horses. They used to show horses and stuff at competitions. My mother and my uncle used to barrel race. So yeah, I grew up around horses. I personally don't have any farm animals. I have a dog that acts like a farm animal. And we have 2 ferrets. But we had an all-white Appaloosa that had some very faint tan spots on her rump, and she was called Sugar. And she was the sweetest horse that I have ever met. Okay, so I need to check my extraction. So we need to look at here. We should be collecting sticks just fine. Okay. Do we have plenty of sticks? So they should have plenty of sticks on hand. Let's go in here, make sure that they can make all of those baskets. We got 8,000 sticks on hand. So yes, I think we can ramp up production on the workshop there, on those baskets. Let's ramp these up a little bit so we don't run out. And the baskets, we're just going to double production for now. That should help. And then over the next couple of days, yeah, there it went. Just disappeared. Then over the next couple of days, they'll have a stockpile of those little baskets. It's really hard to fine-tune that stuff because not everything produces in single digits because we have the decimal system. So it's hard to gather, produce, and then sell all in that order without having a surplus. And then, of course, that's where you get into having storage facilities that are jam-packed. And then you end up doing what I've done, is using unlimited weight so you can have 25,000 kilograms on you. Because your storages just keep getting full. I mean, granted, I could build another resource storage somewhere, but it's like I need to consolidate, because during season 5, I wanted to do everything. So I ended up building all of the animal buildings and buying animals and all of that. We got all of the achievements. But this is the outcome of trying to rush and do that. Now I'm going to have in my next generation, so Lambert's generation here, is we're going to have, and we're already starting to experience it, an overpopulation without the room for growth. I can build a few more buildings. Like I had mentioned, I can build 13 more buildings. But I can probably build maybe 4 houses, and then the rest are going to have to be workstations because there are no free workstations left. I've assigned all the kids that I can to assistants, because they can start at age 14. Oh, actually, I'm here. They could be assistants, but you can see I've assigned some as assistants in their particular professions. I don't even know if I've got anything available. What is this guy? Excavation? Like I can't even place him? Oh yeah, I can. Excavation shed. Already somebody there. Donkey shelter, fishing hut, goose, herbalist. Oh, the herbalist. No, that's survival. Is it? Yeah, that's survival. Cook. See, I don't oh, miner. Wait, here we go. Here we go. We'll put you there. What are you going to be? Production. All right, let's see if we can put them in something for production. Farm shed, goose, kitchen. Sure. There we go. Oh, and they're already a 10 in that. That's awesome. Let's see. What is this one here? Farming. See if we can put them in something farming. Barn worker, sure. What are they going to be? Excavation. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of excavation. Tavern, smithy, the well, which is also excavation. Well, there you go. Like, I don't know if they're even in the right town. I'm just placing them so they have a job. Mel Reaver, your best friend breeds horses? Nice. Yeah, I like the Appaloosas. Tennessee Walkers? I like the Tennessee Walkers as well. We had a horse called Spot because of the perfect circle white dot on her forehead. She was an Arabian. Nice. I knew a gal years ago before I got married. She had an Appaloosa, but she also had a Belgian draft horse. And this, such a beautiful beast. And I got to tell you, it was probably the best riding horse I'd ever been on. So smooth. I mean, it's literally like riding in a 747. It's just a smooth ride. Now, granted, this horse, as big as she was deathly terrified of water. Didn't matter how big the puddle, the stream, the river, she was deathly afraid of water. And I remember I was out riding one day, and I was actually riding her. And we had come up to this little creek. Now, this creek, it probably wasn't even 10 inches across, but it was a creek, a seasonal little creek. And the gal I was with, she was riding on her horse. She was trying to kind of train this horse. So she was the one that was riding that one. But she crossed the creek, no problem and everything. I get up to it, and Rosie was this horse's name because she was kind of this rosy red kind of a color. We get up to this thing, and she did not want to go across. I'm trying to get her to go across. I'm kind of prodding her with my heel a little bit. All she kept doing was backing up. And finally I had to kind of rear into her with my heel a little bit harder and make her cross this little 10-inch creek. It was the craziest thing. But when she did, she leaped across it like she was jumping the Grand Canyon. And I swear to God, it felt like if you've flown on a plane, like an Airbus, and when they take off the runway, it is that kind of force on a Belgian draft horse. It was crazy, but I loved it. But we'd go out riding every so often. I really enjoyed riding Rosie. She was probably the best riding horse that I'd ever been on, other than the fact that she's twice as big as any other horse. So you're hitting every branch and tree limb along the way. She sits, a good, I don't know, 1.5 feet taller than any other horse. So it's a massive horse, but awesome ride. Ken, you guys always had 6-7 working horses too? Nice. Mother's family had a huge wheat farm in Alberta until the late 60s, used horses. Oh, nice. One of the last ones was an old swayback mare. Switch to tractors after the last 3 horses got too old to work. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Lala, next year you're going to be placing some young ones into the apprenticeships. Nice. It would be nice. It would be great if we could change the villager's name and add last names. I wish that they would add last names automatically. That way, yeah. So to keep up with the generation easier. I absolutely would like that. I mean, I think it would be neat if you could actually name the villagers, but that could tend to get very monotonous because, I mean, I personally would not want to name 199 people. So I kind of like the auto naming feature, but I do wish that they would give them last names. Because, yeah, that would be a lot easier to keep track of, the families themselves. Mel River, you don't remember the top of your head how big the farm was, but it was in mid-Alberta. Nice. Lala, your family bred a few horses, but mainly trained pacers for carriage horses. Now, when I lived in California, excuse me, this gal I was seeing that had the Belgian draft horse, she was a carriage driver for the carriage company in the little small mining town that I lived in. and I worked for her boss. I did odd jobs helping him clean stalls and stuff like that. But he actually used draft horses to pull his carriages around town, and he would actually give tours of the town via horse and carriage. It was a very cool attraction. All right. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. We got to talking about horses and stuff. Oh, I was placing apprentices here. How many do I have? Just a couple more, it looks like. Let's see if I can find diplomacy. So these are going to be in a stall. Do I have open stalls? I do. Put that one there. Okay, good. And what is this? That's going to be in hunting. Goose hunting lodge. Is there somebody there? There's already somebody there. See, I only have one hunting lodge, but that is it as far as hunting, though. Dang it. Okay, do they have another skill? No, hunting is the big one, but I can place them in one of these others. Let's place them in survival, because I seem to have a couple of those. One here. Yeah, I'll put them in there for now. It should be okay. And then this one here. Ermina. What is she? Production. Now, placing these kids as apprentices, I completely forgot what their skill was. Production, I think it was. Make sure. Yes. Let's see. Kitchen. Yeah, we'll put them in the kitchen there. But placing these kids in these assistant professions does help increase their skill level. Now, we had placed this one here. They were already at 10. I probably should have placed them at least in extraction to work on their extraction level. I just don't have any more extraction slots open. I think everybody that can be placed is placed. And then we're going to have a whole nother load. Look at that. 13. Do you think there was a baby boom that year? Holy cow. There's a whole page right now of nothing but 13-year-olds. Page plus 1. Yeah, there we go. Full page. 13. Almost as many 12-year-olds. Okay, so the grouping is getting smaller. That's good. But would the woman take the man's last name when they married? It could get messy otherwise. Yeah, I see your point there. The logistics in game could be a little interesting. But yeah, because they only track, like, as far as I know, they only track like the immediate family, parents and siblings. So if we just go down here, we'll just choose a random. So yeah, so as you can see, the family. Now, granted, their children haven't had offspring yet. I don't know how deep the family tracking goes, because I haven't been able to play that deep into the game. Because I keep starting these series over for different reasons. Dragging a series out, I mean, I think season 5 is probably my longest running series because it was over a year long. Doing a playthrough series does kind of have a cutoff point to where you lose a lot of people's interests. And it's usually after about 30 episodes, given the game. It's usually about 30 episodes, and then you kind of start seeing this really trending drop off on views. But it's hard for me to just stop a series without having an ending goal. So like with season 5, I stopped season 5 because we had completed, the whole thing was to complete all of the achievements. So we did that. And then I stopped it shortly after that. So it took me almost a year to play the game, complete all of the story quests, and complete all of the achievements. Excuse me. But it allows me the ability to come back and fix it during updates. So that way I can continue, playing this game save in future series. And I'll probably pick up season 5 again later on and start from this point, so to say, after we get all of the food and stuff taken care of, because now it's just repeating the quests. So that's why I started season 6, because it gives a variety as far as a series goes. I named Leslie. I named the house for the residents because I can't keep track of them all. So, as you've probably noticed, a lot of times what I will do is name the house according to what their professions are. So, like this particular house, logging market, logging tavern, logging workshop. So that way they're both the stall holders. Now, granted, you can only have one stall holder, so there's 2 stalls in this particular, in the logging village. And I put each of them in one of those. So like the tavern can have a few people in it, so they're both innkeepers. That's just how I did it. But I have always usually labeled the building according to profession. Now you can see down here, I've got multiples. So I've got barn and goose house. So these people would have been in the barn worker and an animal breeder, typically in the same town. But because the goose house is in my animal village, then I tried to assign them to the barn in the animal village. Same thing with the blacksmiths and stuff like that. That way I can keep them straight. So there's a cook, and then of course hunting. So it's a cook in the hunting village. These cooks here, so cooks 2, cooks 3, and cooks 4. I have 4 kitchens in the farming village. And you can see the little icon right here. It stays in that area for each of those. So I have 4 kitchens in the farm village. So I know that cooks 2, 3, and 4 are all in the farm village. So that's how I've gone through and kind of named the houses, kind of keeping them together. See, and then there's my house. Miners 2 and 3, same thing. So all the miners are typically in the same village. And I believe I do have, let's go back in here. Let's close houses. Let's go to extraction. I believe I have, so I have the central mine, but there's no village there. But I do have the village, the lumberjack village, which is right in here. So a lot of times if I had extra people in this village, I would assign them to the central mine. And then the people that are in my north village, I would assign them to the north mine. So labeling your stuff does help keep things straight until at least you're used to it. But once you start having multiple families in a house and stuff, and then like the offspring, if they're still living in the same house once they're working, so from at least 14 to 18, it can be a little bit confusing because you may not have the text space in the naming window to add that third person and their profession into that naming category. So it's, and then once the original people finally die off, then you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to rename that house. And so it's interesting, but it's going to be difficult to keep up with in the long run. Sorry, I think you were in my way, buddy. Alrighty, so we've got our food taken care of. Let's see. Management. So we've got our food taken care of. What kind of, we have assignment issues? What assignment issues do we have? Those are all just broken. So the kitchen, they don't have cork because we're not making that anymore. So that's always going to be a problem. So let's go and at least assign them this. Or better yet, what about this one? Yeah, because we're collecting fish. Might as well turn it into roasted fish meat. What little we can. Then, and these are probably going to be the same. Yep, the cork. We're not doing that anymore. We can do the fish meat. Let's give them fish meat just to remove the warning. Cheese. We are no longer making cheese. So we'll do them here. That should be good. That's damaged. Damaged. Okay, so that takes care of 3. All right, so we still have 4 more assignments. Whoops. What assignments are we having problems with? The barn. Okay, so the barn is probably going to be one that's going to always have a no resource because I have them set to thresh the grains, and if the grains aren't in season, they're not going to be able to thresh them. And then obviously if we don't have rot, they're not going to be able to turn the rot into fertilizer. So that one should always be there. The windmill doesn't have an assignment at all, and probably should. I don't remember what I had that set at. I'm going to set that at 5 right now. I'll have to come back and fix that once we have wheat incoming. All right, so what else? Seems like everything else is taken care of. So we're always going to have a few warnings. 5? We have 5 warnings because I gave an assignment to the windmill, but they don't have any resources. Okay, so that's fine. Now granted, I could micromanage that each season if I wanted to, but I typically don't. I just leave it and I deal with, you know, the warnings that are on the screen because I know, okay, I've got those 5 warnings because there's no resources. But when it comes down to, like, you know, the food or the firewood or the mood or something like that, then obviously I need to address that. Millraver, there's a group here that's trying to ban the horse-drawn carriages, but the stables insist that the horses are not mistreated or have any problems with the work. Yeah, there shouldn't be any issues as long as the horses aren't mistreated or malnourished, and they've got, you know, the proper shoes. Because I know if they're going to be on like pavement or concrete for several hours, they really probably should have like the what is it, the hard rubber shoes or whatever that they can put on them to, you know, to protect their joints and stuff. People think the pavement and traffic is bad for the horses. That's just people wanting to worry. People are usually the problem, not the horses. In my experience, being raised with, you know, horses and different animals and stuff, it's usually people that are the problem, not necessarily the animal. However, I mean, I've seen bad animals, but that's usually because of people, not because of the animal. Lala, your horses went to Amish and Mennonite, folks. Nice. Came from a Mennonite family. So they were lighter horses for lighter buggies. That's pretty cool. Here they're a tourist attraction mostly, although some people like to use them for weddings and other events. Yeah, the horse and carriage, it's when I was working in California with this carriage owner, carriage house owner, he had the same issues. There would be these tourists that would come through town and whatever, and they would be injecting their views onto him about what they thought the horses should look like compared to other horses. You know, so if you're not familiar with horse families and how the horse should look as a healthy horse, and to know what a mistreated animal looks like, injecting your thoughts and stuff on others is not necessarily the right way to handle things. I mean, if you firmly believe that animals are being mistreated, there are absolutely authorities and organizations you can go to, and they will send people who are trained to look for those signs, to do those kind of inspections on those businesses. It's interesting because you get these people sometimes that they want to literally inject themselves into a situation when it's probably not necessary, when it's probably almost never necessary in those situations. Because if you're running a business, you have regulations you have to meet anyway, and in most cases those businesses are regulated by some type of a government entity, you know, so they are coming out, they are doing checks and things like that. However, if an individual sees a problem, like if you physically see an animal being abused, then by all means, I would say step in at that point. It would be just like if you walked by and saw, you know, a person being abused, a child or something like that, then by all means, you step in and you call the proper authorities and you try to do the right thing. But just to come in and inject your opinion in a situation that doesn't necessarily need your opinion, that's where problems start. What is that? Remember, here I'm not sure what DEC stands for. The carriages and the horses out with flowers and ribbons. and the horses all look healthy and happy. Yeah, when I worked for that carriage house, I mean, they didn't really decorate the horses up. They literally put the gear on the horses. Now, granted, the gear was well kept. So it was all of the harnessing and stuff was all matched. So it was all black harnessing with metal studs. You know, so all the metal studs would shine and stuff in the evening light and stuff on the streets. So it would kind of glisten a little bit. And then he had various colored horses that he would pair together. It was weird. I heard, I guess there's humming or something in the song. It sounded weird in my ear. So it threw me off a second. But as far as decorating the horses, the carriages, so the harnessing and all matched. It was the black leather with the studded hardware. All the hardware matches the studding, all the clasps and everything. And then the carriages themselves, he had a couple of carriages that he ran. He had one carriage that had the ability to be covered, so for nights that it could be sprinkling or something out. He did have a carriage that would have a black hood that would come up. But for the most part, the carriages were blue. They were almost like a midnight blue. They were always painted. We constantly touched them up because they sit in the weather. So they get weather worn and things like that. So everything looked nice. Now, as far as like ribbons and stuff like that, this guy really didn't do that. He was not, he was a flashy person, but he's mostly flashy with his attire. Now, he would wear the whole top hat and jacket and everything get up that kind of went along with the theme. And then he was a very boisterous type of a person. He was loud and very outspoken, but he was a happy kind of a guy. So he was very good at drawing the attention to his carriages and getting the rides and things like that. But it was interesting working for him. Now, on the backside of it, he was almost a completely different person. But I never saw him mistreat horses, except when he couldn't get somebody to clean the stalls, because he never cleaned a stall. He did not clean stalls. He always paid somebody else to do it. But so when he couldn't find somebody to do it, he would let the stalls kind of build up. And I kind of chewed his butt about that at one point, because it was nasty when he hired me to do it. The SPCA is used to dealing with large animals, right? Yeah, I'm sure they would have to be. Lala, have a good day. I appreciate you joining us. Speaking of that, it is probably time for me to take off as well. We have hit that 2-hour mark. It's usually about as long as I've got to stream. But I appreciate everybody being here today and joining me for this. Now, granted, I'm going to go through and make sure that the wheat and everything the next season is going to do right, and we get our food back in order. But anyway, we are going to kind of cut this off today. I appreciate everybody being here today. Special thanks to my members. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you haven't hit the like button today, please do that. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that as well. And we will see you folks in the next one. You folks take care and happy hunting.